This is it, guys. This is my whole fucking life now. This is my whole life now. Every day, you know, I love you guys, and these topics do interest me. But it's like every day, Papa Gut. You got to see this new podcast Trisha Paytas did, where she talked about having DID, blah blah. Hey, Papa Gut, can you go talk about Keemstar? He just talked about getting a vasectomy because he shouldn't spread a seed anymore because he's somebody that shouldn't have kids. You know what I mean? And I actually do enjoy it, but I'm just on fucking... I'm on Trisha Paytas Keemstar overdrive right now. I'm on, like, fucking burnout. I need, like, a week. Anyway, I would love to talk about this, of course. I actually do enjoy this stuff. It's just crazy. All right, so Keemstar posted a video. It's titled Sexual Assault. Okay. I just realized the video cut off. Makes me want to address this, was my last words. Okay. I guess let's see what we got. Let's see what we got going on here. We know Keemstar has had a history of being a bad person and having absolutely no understanding of anybody outside of his own sphere, which only happens to be himself. But apparently he's slowly educating himself at almost 40 years old. Never met a 40-year-old that was... I'm so unaware. I haven't actually met him, so... Anyway.
Good afternoon, Twitter.
It is convenient, though, that it's coming after a conversation with Trisha Paytas, to be absolutely honest with you. All of a sudden, I have a conversation. Oh, hey, I want to talk with Trisha Paytas. Oh, guys, now I understand what I did wrong. It's like this weird, like, I don't know. It's like this weird savior narrative. Like, Trisha did it. Oh, my God, Trisha educated Keemstar on blah, blah, blah. Whatever.
During this vacation, I've taken some time to meet up and have conversations with victims of sexual assault and rape and all that types of stuff. There's a disconnect for me in some of the scenarios, and that's why I was asking questions on Twitter a couple months ago about is it possible to be like orally raped?
Well, you didn't really ask that question, Keemstar. Let's make sure like we understand. He was just like, well, how can you even get assaulted in the mouth? Can't you just push them away? The framing of this is ridiculous. He wasn't like asking questions about assault. Like, I think anybody with a basic level of intelligence, like probably like a toddler, would be understand why you can't just push somebody out of your mouth. Because they can take their fist and just bash your fucking skull in. I feel like people don't understand like that people do. Keemstar doesn't. The reason that people will submit to other people without a fight is because they don't want to get hurt. Somebody with like any basic like level of intelligence could tell you this. Like I like how are we not educated on that? You know, like what did he get dropped on the fucking head? I don't understand. And then just the reframing of it is like, guys, I'm really trying to educate myself, but I got so much backlash that wasn't deserved. Bro, you're such a, like, shut up.
Like, can't you get away? Like, stuff like that. You know, I'm a fighter, right? So from my perspective, it's like, you fight.
I'm a fighter. I couldn't, see, you guys are weak. Me, I'd never get raped, because I'm just like a great person. It's like, dude, what, do you just not understand yourself? You're just so fucking dumb. I just hate this guy's so stupid.
You fight, like you get away, you run.
Right, exactly. So everybody who didn't run away, like that's your fault, according to Keemstar.
And I wanted to better understand this, and that's why I was asking questions.
You have a daughter? Yeah, you have a daughter. How do you not? I don't understand. Like, you have a fucking daughter. Like, how do you not know? How does it not click once you have a fucking... She's 11. You're 39. So you have like 28. Like, you should know. Like, oh, okay, you know, I can understand. My daughter's young, and she's like, you know, she's defenseless, and if somebody tried to predatorize her, they could really hurt her. But no, that just never crossed his mind before. Like, does he really have a kid? Or is this kid, like, taken care of by, like, a nanny?
Questions. And, you know, the way the internet is, the cancel culture, fucking...
So dumb.
You know, the hate that comes from asking a question like that online.
Bro, he didn't ask a question online. This guy is so out of his fucking mind. Can we find... This was such a fucking like an older fucking video. He's so full of shit. Like, where he was just asking a question is not what happened. This guy was being like a scumbag. He was just like making a joke out of it. And then he's pretending that it's a question that he asked. He was just like, hey guys, why don't you just get it out of the way? Hold on. See if I can find this. It's like hard to find. Can somebody find it?
Okay,
Is
so
this the
about
video?
30 minutes ago, I uploaded a Twitter video talking about the Jake Paul sexual assault allegations. And I basically explained why I have doubt that this story is real, and I wanted feedback from you guys before I covered it on Trauma Alert, because I don't want to be called a victim blamer and all this other stuff, right? So I wanted to figure out what am I missing here, right? And so the majority of you guys responding to me agree with me and also don't really believe the allegations. But
Well,
there
of course they do. They're your fans. So you're a fucking idiot, and so are they.
is some people saying that, look, you know, you can freeze up, you know, and you can just go along with it even though you don't want to, and all this other stuff. So, yeah. I think the best thing that I can do is just not cover the story because I have serious doubts.
This is I think the second video that he released about this. He's like literally like, yeah, people say that you just submit out of fear. It's like, I don't believe that, so I'm not going to cover it.
Wait until there's more evidence that determines whether or not this is fake or real.
Well, like, we should make sure that we're like sure that somebody was hurt or not before we like jump into it, of course. But like the language here is very invalidating. It's one thing to say like, listen, I'd like to believe this girl, and I think that like her experience is valid, but like we need more information to see what fully happened. Like that's fine.
Before I cover the story, so this is like one of those things where I'm just not going to cover because I have too much
Where's
doubt,
the original
and I don't
one?
think it's fair to Jake Paul, or the victim for me to go out and put out my opinion on something that is just so up in the air, questionable. So I'm just not going to cover it at all. That's my final decision. If there's new evidence and new information that swifts my opinion vastly one way or the other, then I might cover it in the future. But for right now,
this isn't the first one. Where's the one that I'm looking for? There was like a serious one where I don't know.
Jake Paul sexual
Let's see if this is part of it.
assault allegations, and quite frankly, I do not believe the alleged victim. This girl is claiming that Jake Paul, you know, was kissing her, holding her hand, led her to her room. She didn't want to do any further stuff with him. And then Jake Paul, like, grabbed her head and started fucking her face. And within 30 seconds, busted a nut in her mouth. And she claims that she was sexually assaulted.
Definitely sounds like you're asking a question of how can you get sexually assaulted, Keemstar.
Now, how does that happen? I like, what? Wouldn't she have to open her mouth and like?
Do you see? This isn't a question of like, hey, how does sexual assault happen? I need to understand the nuance. This is Keemstar just outright like saying like, oh, like you can't get fucked in the face.
Like participate in some way for that to happen? Like, can't you just turn your head, or can't you just get like? Is there some way to force oral sex on someone? I mean, she's not saying that he had a weapon and was like, you better do this. You know, she is saying that he grabbed her head and started fucking her face and came in her mouth.
Just the fact that you're referring to like a potential sexual assault as fucking that in and of itself is problematic.
I don't understand the physics here. Like, I don't understand how that's possible. Like, why?
This isn't him asking like a real question about like, you know, being assaulted. This is him just like making light of the situation and then just completely saying like, oh, there's no way
like
that you could ever.
Can't you get away? Is there really no way to get away? Is there really no way to just close your mouth, like, and just not let the penis enter your mouth? Like, I'm sorry, but I just
Okay. I think we got enough of this rant here. But are we understanding here?
don't believe this story at all. Am I missing something here? Please challenge me.
Yeah, so you're a fucking you're an idiot. Well, I just want you guys to like understand that's what he said. So when he tries to make it seem like he was being like a really nice guy and he was just asking a question and then he got canceled, understand that Keemstar is a fucking moron. He's dumb. So like he's not taking accountability for what he said. He's not like saying now like, hey, I said something really, really ignorant. and disgusting, and I'm now realizing that what I said was wrong. What he's saying is he's playing the victim card, saying, I'm educating myself on sexual assault, and when I tried to come out and talk about it really nicely, people were mean to me. You're a fucking idiot. This guy's a moron.
Immediately put me on the defense and really blocked a lot of really healthy conversations I should have been having. But
no, see, look at that, look at that. He's blaming everyone else for the way that he asked about sexual assault. He's like, well, I was being really reasonable, and then people were being mean to me, so I tuned out of the conversation. Dude, this Keemstar's a fucking idiot. Holy shit.
Even online, I don't think it would have been as effective as it has been recently, having these in real life conversations with these victims.
But who are these victims? Like, honestly, like, we're at the point now where we just question everything because Keemstar doesn't seem to have a functioning brain. So he's like, yeah, I was asking questions and people were being mean, so now I'm talking to victims. Where? Like, how? How are you talking to Is Trisha the victim? Because I don't really believe she's a victim anymore. She just weaponizes everybody else's trauma. And I watched the fucking, it's almost like an hour and a half long expose on her situation, on her past. So, like, I'm not really thinking that she's the one that you would talk to. So, like, who is it? I normally wouldn't question this, but, like, we're talking about, like, the bottom of the barrel moron lying idiot here.
One thing I couldn't understand or grasp is the whole freeze aspect of it. Like, you know, assault was happening, I froze up. I literally couldn't move. Like, that is so foreign to me. But to hear that over and over again, having these in real life conversations with sexual assault victims, it's something I truly believe.
You never understood the concept of like freezing up when you get like nervous or something? I don't understand. Like we just don't understand basic human emotions at this point. Like this isn't even like a topic of education. Like I've talked to a lot of people on here and I educate a lot of young people over here on this platform about sexual assault. I've never had anybody that was so uneducated on it before talk about it. You know what I mean?
Happens now, and I guess I do understand it. It's hard, you know, being a guy and like putting yourself in that shoes, and it's hard. But to hear it and to see and like,
oh my God,
you know, having this conversation online, I wouldn't have been able to like authentically believe someone like I would in real life. You know, you see the emotions in their eyes and you hear these stories, and
like what's with this like fake like, oh, I'm so sad routine? I
feel very foolish, and
I just don't believe him. Like, he started this video off with a literal gaslight. He started the video off with a literal fucking gaslight. Like, it's not like he said I said some wildly ignorant and pathetic things about sexual assault, and I'm sorry, and I'm, like, educating myself. He literally is trying to push this fucking narrative that he was just asking a question about sexual assault, and then everybody was mean to him, and it was unjustifiable. And now he's educating himself, but it's taken this long because everybody else's fault for trying to cancel him. We just watched what he said. Did that sound like him being like nice about it and like asking a reasonable question, or did that sound like somebody that needs to get hit? You know, like which one does it sound like?
I totally understand why I got so much hate for asking questions.
No, it's not what you did.
Totally
it's because a loser, bro.
Seeing these people go through that and hearing how me even asking questions offended them,
well, this guy's a fucking loser.
Makes me want to.
Great video, Keemstar. You stupid fuck. Great. Thanks for making me watch that, guys. No, but that was actually important because Keemstar is a dog shit lying asshole piece of shit.